The derelict station floated in the void between galaxies, a monument to civilizations long extinct. Maya pressed her gloved hand against the observation window of the research vessel, watching the ancient structure rotate slowly against the cosmic backdrop. 200,000 years it had drifted here, according to the carbon dating. 200,000 years of silence. Still think this is worth the fuel? Ferret's voice crackled through her helmet comm. Maya turned to see her co-pilot securing his tether line. His dark eyes reflected the distant stars, skeptical as always. The Galactic Archive paid us 500,000 credits up front just to survey this place. I'd say it's worth it. They had been searching for 3 weeks, mapping every corridor of the massive station. Dozens of docking bays, hundreds of living quarters, thousands of what appeared to be storage units. All empty. Whatever race had built this place had vanished completely, leaving behind only the skeleton of their achievement. But today was different. Today, Maya's scanner had detected something in docking bay 47 Zeta. The bay doors groaned as they forced them open, ancient mechanisms protesting after millennia of disuse. Maya's breath caught in her throat. There, suspended in a gravitational cradle, was a ship unlike anything in the known databases. It was massive, at least 3 times the size of their research vessel. The hull seemed to absorb light, rather than reflect it. A deep obsidian surface etched with patterns that hurt to look at directly. Geometric shapes flowed across the surface like living things, constantly shifting yet somehow remaining the same. "By the stars," Ferret whispered. "It's intact." They approached cautiously. The ship showed no power signatures, no energy readings at all. It appeared as dead as everything else on the station. Maya ran her scanner along the hull, documenting every detail. The materials were unknown. Not titanium, not any alloy in human records. Something else entirely. "There," Ferret pointed. "Is that an entrance?" A seamless outline formed a rectangular shape in the otherwise smooth hull. Maya moved closer, searching for a control panel, a keypad. Anything. The surface was perfectly smooth. "Maybe it opens from the inside," Ferret suggested. "This might be a waste of—" Maya placed her hand on the outline. More out of frustration than hope, the ship awakened. Light exploded across the hull in cascading waves of blue and silver. The patterns Maya had noticed earlier began to pulse with sudden life, racing across the surface like neural pathways firing. The entrance outline glowed brilliant white, then simply dissolved, revealing a ramp that extended smoothly to meet them. "What did you do?" Ferret grabbed Maya's arm, pulling her back. "Nothing. I just touched it." The interior lights flickered on, revealing a corridor that stretched deep into the ship. The walls seemed to be made of the same light-absorbing material as the exterior, but now they glowed with soft, bioluminescent patterns. Symbols appeared and disappeared along the surfaces, a language neither of them recognized. "We should call this in," Ferret said, but his voice lacked conviction. They both knew what they were looking at. This was the find of the millennium. Perhaps the find of human history. Maya stepped onto the ramp. The surface felt solid beneath her boots, but there was a strange give to it, as if it were adjusting to her weight. 5 minutes. Just a quick look. The cockpit was a cathedral of alien engineering. The pilot's chair sat elevated in the center, surrounded by holographic displays that sprang to life as Maya approached. Streams of data flowed through the air, stellar maps, velocity calculations, system diagnostics, all rendered in that same incomprehensible script. "Can you read any of this?" Ferret asked, his earlier caution forgotten as he examined a console. "Not a word." "But look at this." Maya pointed to a pedestal beside the pilot's chair. On it sat a single button, or what appeared to be a button. It was a perfect circle of crystalline material that pulsed with a gentle rhythm, like a heartbeat. The universal language of spacecraft. The big, red button. "Don't even think about it," Ferret warned, but Maya was already reaching out. Something about the ship felt right. Felt familiar. despite its alien origin. As if it had been waiting not for 200,000 years, but for her specifically. For a human hand. Her finger touched the crystal. Reality folded. Information flooded Maya's mind, not in words but in pure understanding. The ship's name, if such a concept could apply, Veil Piercer. Its purpose, to transcend the barriers between dimensions. Its builders, a race called the Predecessors, who had seeded the galaxies with potential, waiting for species to evolve who could continue their work. The ship had been waiting, for someone curious enough to explore, for someone brave enough to touch, for someone with the unique neural pattern that only humans possessed, the chaotic, creative, unpredictable human mind that could interface with systems designed for possibility rather than certainty. Maya understood it all in an instant. The predecessors hadn't disappeared. They had transcended, leaving their tools behind like a parent leaves toys for a child to discover. And humanity, messy, ambitious, resilient humanity, had finally found the gift meant for them. The ship's engines hummed to life with a sound like singing stars. Ferret stared in wonder as the cockpit displays reorganized themselves, the alien script dissolving and reforming into human languages. All of them, simultaneously. Navigation charts updated to show current stellar positions. The ship was downloading 200,000 years of cosmic drift and correcting for it in real time. Maya, what did you do? She turned to him, eyes bright with tears and laughter. I pushed the button. The Veil Piercer disengaged from its cradle with impossible grace. Through the viewport, they watched the ancient station recede. Somewhere out there, beyond the edge of known space, the universe was full of wonders waiting to be discovered. Full of questions waiting for the right species to ask them. And humanity had just proven they were ready for the answers. Ferret strapped himself into the co-pilot's seat, shaking his head with a grin. The archive is going to lose their minds. Let them, Maya said, her hands already dancing across controls she shouldn't understand, but somehow did. We have work to do. The starship that had slept for 200 millennia leaped forward into the darkness, finally home after an eternity of waiting. And in its pilot's chair sat a human woman, with stars in her eyes and the curiosity that would carry her species to forever. Sometimes, the universe doesn't need complex protocols or ancient wisdom. Sometimes, all it needs is someone brave enough to push the button. The end.